They say this sense of smell is the strongest trigger for memory. For most people, the smell of hazelnut coffee reminds them of Christmas morning, or a cozy cafe, or perhaps a first date. For me, the smell of hazelnut coffee is the smell of my own murder. My husband, David, is a creature of habit. He is a man of precision. An architect by trade, he believes that if the foundation is strong, the structure will hold. He applies this precision to everything: the way he folds his ties, the way he organizes his bookshelf, and for the last 365 days, the way he has systematically tried to kill me. He doesn't know that I know. He thinks I'm just the sick, wilting wife, the tragedy waiting to happen. He thinks the thallium he bought on the dark web is tasteless, odorless, and invisible. And he's right about the chemical properties, but he's wrong about me. Because today isn't just another Tuesday. Today is the anniversary. Not of our wedding, but of the first time he poisoned me, and I decided that a year is long enough. To understand why I didn't leave, why I stayed in this house of horrors for a full year knowing he was killing me, you have to understand the hell I went through before I knew the truth. You have to understand the physical torture that he watched with a sympathetic smile. It started slowly. That's the brilliance of thallium, the poisoner's poison. It mimics so many other things: the flu, autoimmune disorders, Lyme disease. It started with a heaviness in my legs, like I was walking through wet concrete. Then came the stomach cramps, violent twisting knots that left me curled on the bathroom floor at 3 a.m., praying for unconsciousness just to escape the pain. But the cramps were nothing compared to the tests. When the symptoms didn't go away, David played the part of the worried husband perfectly. He drove me to specialists. He sat in the waiting rooms holding my hand. He watched as they turned my body into a pincushion. I remember the bone marrow biopsy the most vividly. The doctors couldn't figure out why my white blood cell count was fluctuating, so they decided they needed a sample from inside my hip bone. They told me it would just be a pressure. That was a lie. I lay on that cold table, listening to the metallic clink of the instruments. David was stroking my hair, whispering that I was brave. Then the needle went in. It felt like they were drilling into my soul. I screamed until my throat was raw. And through my tears, I looked at David. He wasn't looking away in horror. He was watching the needle. He was watching my pain with a look of curiosity. That night, he made me soup. He fed it to me while I lay in bed, unable to move my hips without shooting agony. "You're so strong, Clara," he said. "We'll figure this out." Then came the nerve conduction studies, the EMG. They stuck needles into my muscles and shocked them with electricity to see if my nerves were dying. They were. My feet felt like they were burning, like I was standing on hot coals 24 hours a day. The neurologist was baffled. "It looks like toxic neuropathy," he said, frowning at the chart. "But you have no history of exposure to heavy metals or industrial chemicals." David chimed in right on cue. "She's been under a lot of stress, doctor. Her mother died 2 years ago. Could grief cause this?" The doctor sighed and nodded. Psychosomatic stress can manifest in strange ways. That was David's favorite diagnosis. It absolved him. It made me the architect of my own destruction. I was the hysterical, grieving daughter, drinking myself to death with sorrow, while he was the saint nursing the invalid. I might have died believing him. I might have withered away in that bed, grateful for his care, leaving him my inheritance and my life insurance without a second thought. But David made a mistake, a tiny, arrogant mistake. He got sloppy with his digital footprint. I couldn't sleep one night. The burning in my feet was unbearable. I went to his home office to find some distraction. His iPad was sitting on the desk. He usually locked it. That night, he hadn't. I wasn't looking for a crime. I was looking for vacation photos. I wanted to remember a time when my body belonged to me. Instead, I found an email notification. Subject, Order 4492, Chemical Supply Warehouse. Item, thallium sulfate, solution, 50 milliliters. Shipping address, P.O. Box 421. I didn't know what thallium was. I thought maybe it was for the garden? For rats? I typed it into the search bar. The results hit me harder than the bone marrow needle. Hair loss, nerve pain, vomiting, the poisoner's poison. Every symptom I had suffered for 6 months was right there on the screen. I looked at the date of the order, 1 week before I first got sick. I looked at the recurrent order tab, frequency, monthly. He wasn't just poisoning me, he was subscribing to my death. My first instinct was to run, to grab my keys, drive to the police station, and scream the truth. But I stopped. Who would believe me? I was the hysterical, sickly wife. The doctors already had psychosomatic stress in my chart. David was the pillar of the community. If I went to the police without hard proof, he would spin it. He would say I was paranoid, delusional. He would have me committed. And if I left, he would get away with it. He would divorce me, take half my money, and find another victim. No. I needed to know why. Was it just the money? The $5 million in assets I brought into the marriage? Or was there something else? I hired a private investigator using a prepaid phone. Her name was Elena. Within 48 hours, she sent me a file. It contained photos of a woman. Her name was Jessica, his paralegal, 24 years old, blonde, young, alive. I needed to see her. I needed to see the person he was killing me for. So one afternoon, when I was supposed to be at a physical therapy appointment, I put on a wig. I put on large sunglasses. I took a taxi to the cafe where Alina told me they met every Tuesday for lunch. I sat in the corner booth, nursing a tea I didn't drink. And then she walked in. Jessica. She wasn't a monster. She wasn't a femme fatale from a movie. She was just ordinary. She was wearing a cheap floral dress and laughing at something on her phone. She looked banal. Then David walked in. The David I saw with her wasn't the somber, worried husband who held my hand at the hospital. He was vibrant. He was young. He walked up to her, grabbed her by the waist, and kissed her. I watched his hands, the same hands that mixed poison into my coffee that morning, caress her face. I watched them order lunch. I watched David pull out a credit card, my credit card, the one linked to the account my father left me, and pay for her salad. Then he pulled out a small box, a gift. Jessica squealed. She opened it. It was a watch, a Cartier watch. I knew the price because I had looked at the bank statement days earlier, and David had told me it was a business expense for a client. She put the watch on her wrist, the wrist that wasn't frail, the wrist that didn't shake. "I can't wait for Rio," she said. "Are you sure she, won't be a problem?" David laughed. He took a sip of his espresso. "Trust me, babe. The doctor says her kidneys are failing. It won't be long now. We'll be in Brazil by Christmas." I sat there, 20 feet away, and felt my heart turn into a stone. He was discussing my death like it was a renovation project, a timeline to be managed, a loose end to be tied up. That was the moment the fear died. That was the moment the grief died. All that was left was cold, hard calculation. I went home. I didn't confront him. I didn't cry. I went back to my role. This was the hardest part, the psychological warfare. I had to become an actress in the theater of my own death.
For the next 6 months, I lived with the enemy. I slept in the same bed as the man trying to murder me. Do you know what it's like to have your husband hug you and wonder if he's checking to see how much weight you've lost? Do you know what it's like to have him kiss your forehead and wonder if he's disappointed that you're not feverish? There were nights I almost broke, nights when he would be surprisingly sweet, bringing me a warm blanket or rubbing my feet, and for a split second, my brain would glitch. I would think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe he loves me. Then I would remember the Cartier watch. I would remember the recurring order email. I had to be disciplined. I drank the coffee every morning to keep him from getting suspicious. But I only took small sips. I would go to the bathroom immediately after and force myself to vomit. It was gruesome. It was exhausting. But I needed him to think the poison was still working. I needed to look sick. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped eating in front of him. I researched the symptoms of advanced thallium poisoning and I mimicked them. I let my hands shake. I pretended to have memory loss. David, I would say, staring blankly at the wall, "What day is it? I can't remember." And he would smile that sympathetic, predatory smile. "It's Thursday, honey. Don't worry. I'm here."
I collected samples of the coffee, I labeled them, I hid them in a hollowed-out book in the library. I installed cameras, one in the kitchen, hidden in the clock, one in his office. I watched the footage every night. I watched him crush the pills. I watched him hum while he mixed the liquid. That was the worst part, the humming. He was so happy while he prepared my suffering. I had everything I needed to go to the police 3 months ago, but jail was too sterile, too organized. I wanted him to feel what I felt, the fear, the helplessness, the betrayal of his own body. Which brings us to today, the anniversary. I watched David butter his toast. He looked up and smiled. "You haven't touched your coffee, Elle. It's getting cold." I picked up the mug. I held it with both hands. "I was thinking, David, about Rio." He froze. The knife scraped loudly against the toast. "Rio? What about Rio?" "I saw a travel show about it yesterday. It looks beautiful. Maybe we should go, just the two of us. Before the end." I saw the panic flicker in his eyes. He thought I knew, but then he rationalized it. Just a dying woman's wish. "Maybe, sweetheart," he said, relaxing. "When you're stronger." "I feel stronger today," I said. I stood up. I walked around the island. I stopped behind him. I put my hand on his shoulder. "I feel surprisingly awake. But you look tired, David." "I'm fine," he said. "No, you're not. You've been working so hard, taking care of me. You deserve a break." I leaned down. I placed my mug next to his half-empty orange juice. "Drink this. I made it extra strong, just the way you like it. I think I'll stick to water today." This was the pivot point. If he refused, he knew. If he drank it, his arrogance had won. He looked at the mug. He laughed nervously. "That's your mug, Clara. I don't want your germs. You're sick, remember?" "I'm not contagious, David," I said softly. "It's not a virus. The doctors said so. It's just stress, right?" I used his own lie against him. He couldn't say, "No, that cup has poison in it," without confessing. He was trapped in the narrative he had built. He calculated the odds. He probably thought, 1 dose won't kill me. It takes weeks to build up. I'll just drink a sip to shut her up." He shrugged. He picked up the mug. "All right, if it makes you happy." He took a sip, then a gulp. He set it down. "Happy?" "Ecstatic," I whispered. It didn't take long. 10 minutes later, he was washing dishes. He paused. He rubbed his forehead. He dropped a plate. It shattered on the floor. He gripped the counter.
His legs buckled. He slid down to the floor, gasping, "Clara! Clara! Call 911! Something's my chest!" I walked over. I didn't rush. I stepped over the broken plate. I stood over him, looking down. "Does it burn, David? Like fire in your veins?" "Clara, help me," he wheezed. "I know the feeling. I felt it every morning for a year." He looked up at me. His eyes widened. I know, David. I know about the thallium. I know about Jessica. I know about the $5 million. I know about Rio." I pulled my phone out. I played the video of him dosing the coffee right in front of his dying eyes. You poisoned me?" he choked out. "You'll go to jail." I crouched down. "No, I won't, because I didn't poison you with thallium, David. That takes too long, and I'm a little impatient today. I put a muscle relaxant in your coffee, a heavy dose. It's not lethal, it just mimics a heart attack. It paralyzes the diaphragm temporarily. Terrifying, isn't it? Losing control of your own body?" He tried to move his arms, but they were heavy lead weights. I continued, "But here is the problem, David. You think you're dying, and because you're a coward, and because you're a meticulous planner, I know you have a failsafe." I stood up and walked to the pantry. I opened the hidden panel behind the flower. I found the small blue vial of Prussian blue, the antidote for heavy metals. He kept it just in case he accidentally ingested his own poison. I walked back to him. "You're looking for this?" His eyes bulged. He nodded desperately. "You think this will save you," I said, unscrewing the cap. "So I'm going to give you a choice. You can trust me that I only gave you a muscle relaxant and wait it out. The ambulance is on its way. You'll live. You'll go to prison for attempted murder, but you'll live." He shook his head, panic rising. "Or you can drink this antidote and save yourself. But I should warn you, David, I switched the contents of this vial too. It was the ultimate game of poker. I told him the truth. I told him I tampered with the vial, but he is a liar, so he assumes everyone else is a liar. He looked at my eyes. He thought I was bluffing. He thought, she wants me to wait for the police. If I wait, I go to jail. If I drink this, I live." He lunged forward with his last bit of strength. He snatched the vial from my hand. He downed the blue liquid in one gulp. "I told you not to drink that," I said quietly. He fell back, looking relieved for a second. Then his eyes crossed. He began to convulse. Foam gathered at his mouth. This wasn't the muscle relaxant. This was violent. You see, David prepared for thallium, but he didn't prepare for cyanide. I dissolved 3 cherry pits worth of cyanide into that antidote vial weeks ago. I knew that when the walls closed in, he would run for his safety net. I didn't kill him. His own fear did. His own lack of trust did. If he had just believed me, if he had just accepted the consequences of his actions and waited for the police, he would be alive. The police burst through the door moments later. Paramedics rushed in. I fell back against the cabinets, screaming, crying, playing the role of the distraught wife perfectly. He took something. He collapsed. Help him. They worked on him, but it was useless. Time of death, 9:42 a.m. The police found the thallium in his office. They found the search history. They found the emails to Jessica. They ruled it a suicide. The narrative was perfect. A guilty husband, racked with remorse over poisoning his wife, realizes the police are closing in and takes his own poison to escape justice. Jessica was arrested for conspiracy. She turned on David instantly to get a plea deal. She confirmed everything. I didn't have to testify. I was the grieving widow once again. But this time, the grief was fake and the freedom was real. I kept the money, all of it. I sold the house. I couldn't live in a place where the walls had eyes. I'm at the airport now. I just handed my passport to the agent. The destination on the ticket reads Rio de Janeiro. David was right about one thing. It is beautiful this time of year. The flight attendant just asked me if I wanted a drink before takeoff. She offered me coffee. I smiled at her, a real smile. Tea, please. Earl Grey. I'm done with coffee. Revenge is a dish best served cold, or, in this case, piping hot.
If you enjoy this story, kindly like and comment in the comment section below. Also, kindly subscribe to this channel so we can be encouraged to bring you more great stories.